You have to try this deeply rich Pappardelle Bolognese, a favorite Italian dish your family will love. Welcome to Lawyer in the Kitchen. Today we're going to make Pappardelle Bolognese, and it's called that because there's a Bolognese sauce, and there's the Bolognese part. And the Pappardelle is the kind of noodle that we're using, kind of a wide one. These are going to be really nice. But let's talk what we have. We've got about a pound of ground pork, a pound of ground hamburger. We've got a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, a pinch of nutmeg. Now, if you can get fresh nutmeg and grate it, do that. I couldn't find that, so I just got the powdered, already grated. About a quarter teaspoon of pepper, about a teaspoon of salt, a nice pinch of red flakes, red pepper flakes, 3 minced cloves of garlic, 6 ounces of tomato paste, about a half a cup of red wine, some flat parsley, 2 carrots, 1 medium yellow onion, 3 celery ribs, about 8 to 10, 12 sprigs of thyme. I'm going to use 3 bay leaves since mine are fresh off the tree, and then some Parmesan at the very end. We're going to grate that on there. And then of course a pound of Pappardelle, about 8 ounces of white mushrooms, 4 ounces of pancetta, and about a quarter cup of cream. This is going to be about a cup of beef broth, and of course some olive oil to cook some of this in. This is going to cook for a while, but it's going to be worth the taste. You're going to love this dish. You should chop these finely, the carrots, the onions, and the celery, and the mushrooms, but I'm just going to put them in a food processor because that's going to be easier to do, and I'm going to get them nice and fine. We're not really looking for texture here. It's just going to be in the sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up, and actually going to do it like that. And it's the carrots that are going to be the toughest to cut up, so we're going to cut these in half. We'll start the carrots. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got about 8 ounces of white mushrooms. Just going to pulse those until they come down. I am going to pull this out and a little bit of this. All right, I probably should have done this in batches. I took what's been nicely ground up, and now I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. Okay, you might need a spatula. I was fine until I put the mushrooms in there. I'm not happy with this. I'm going to pull the mushrooms out, pull the rest of this out of here. All right. Got a little bit more of this back in. I think that's close enough. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these mushrooms altogether. So we've got this pretty nicely done. So we're going to cook our carrots, our celery, our onions, and our mushrooms for about 6 or 7 minutes in a little bit of olive oil, a couple tablespoons, and then we'll add the garlic next. And if I've got any big pieces, I'm just going to pull those out now. This is going to start cooking about 6 or 7 minutes here. All right, so we've done probably about 6 minutes. Going to put the garlic in for about a minute. Okay, so that's about a minute. We're going to put in the pancetta. This is 4 ounces of pancetta. And we're going to put our ground pork in. Closing in on using up all the skillet, so I don't know, I may have to get a bigger skillet. Our ground beef. And we want to just get this to where it's not pink. We're not trying to cook this all the way through. All right, so we switched to obviously a larger skillet, and now there's plenty of room, and we can go ahead and finish getting this browned, and then start putting our sauces and spices, and then it's going to simmer for an hour, and then it's going to simmer for even longer than that. Altogether, it's going to simmer for an hour and 30 minutes. All right, so she's totally brown. We're going to go ahead and put, no specific order, the nutmeg, pepper, the salt, pepper flakes. We're going to stir that around for about a minute. All right, so now we're going to put in the tomato paste. well mixed. Now we're going to put in the wine, about a half a cup. The broth, I'm going to save out about that much of it. 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Mix this all well. And we're going to turn the heat up a little bit just to get it to boil. Okay, so we've got it boiling. Now we're going to turn it down from where we are to just a nice simmer. And we'll stir it occasionally. Make sure we don't burn it. Stir it occasionally. 1 hour, and then we're going to add some cream and some other stuff, and then we're going to finish it off in the last 30 minutes. Get the pappardelle, I'll get it right. And then we'll finish making this. All right, so we're just going to nestle. I've got 3 bay leaves and 8 or 10 sprigs of thyme. We're just going to nestle those in there. See you in 1 hour. Bolognese originated in Bologna, Italy, many believe as early as the late 1700s. Some believe that Bolognese traces its heritage to the French ragout. Pellegrino Artusi's 1891 cookbook is credited for publication of the earliest version of the modern sauce, in which tomatoes were added to the carrots, onions, pancetta, and all cooked in broth. To be authentic, Bolognese sauce includes ground meat, usually beef and pork, onions, carrots, celery, tomatoes, broth, wine, and milk or cream, which ours also includes. It's been a full hour. We're gonna get a spoon and taste this for salt. Let that cool off. It's probably gonna need a little salt. Man, that's good. A half teaspoon to a teaspoon. Mix that up. Look how much it's thickened up. Almost all the juice is out of there. And it's time to take out the herbs. So we've got 2 bay leaves and they're right together. That worked out. And we've got some thyme. Oh, we got 1 more bay leaf. That's right, I put 3 in, forgot. I've got about a 1/4 cup of flat parsley, chopped. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of heavy cream. We're gonna mix this up and let it simmer for another 30 minutes without a lid. So we're down to 5 minutes on the cooking of the bolognese. And so it's time to put the pasta in the water. We're gonna cook the pasta. The bag says cook it for 6 minutes, and that would be just at al dente. We want it a little less than that because we're going to cook it in the pan with the sauce for the last minute. And we're gonna need some of the pasta water as well, but we're gonna have to do that over here at the stove. All right, so I've got several quarts of salted boiling water. Let the time start. We're looking for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, this is gonna come back up to a boil. I don't have any oil in here because I want all the coating to be from this bolognese. And this is, I got a little bit too high again. There we go. And we're down to very little liquid here. But we are gonna add a little bit of the pasta water along with the pasta. That's why I gotta come to the stove here. But look at this is gonna be good. And then we'll plate it and we'll have a taste. So this has been 5 minutes. I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna put this directly in the pan. This is not completely done. We don't want it completely done. We want the sauce to finish cooking it so that it absorbs into the noodles rather than just putting this over the noodles. So it's a little messy, and we want some of that pasta water to go in there. Putting this all over these noodles. I may add a little more pasta water, we'll see. And see, it's tightening up with the pasta water. That adds just a little bit of starch to it. I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking. And we don't have it dressed yet completely. All right, it's time to plate. We're ready to finish this off. We're gonna put a little bit of some flat parsley on here just to add a little color. There's already flat parsley in it, obviously. And I think that's probably, now I am gonna use an ice grater on this, and this is a very good Parmesan Reggiano. This is the way to grate it, in my opinion. And that should be that. It's time to taste this. All right, we are ready to taste. Got a little cheese, got everything on here. It's completely done. Let's get a nice noodle here. Look at that smoking. Let that cool this down just a tad. Oh my, this is one of the best things I've made. That's good. It's got depth, the noodles are perfect. They're al dente, they're cooked, the flavor's in them. You tell me, get a little bit of that cheese on there.
Ooh. Ooh.
Doesn't that have depth? That's incredible. I'm happy with this. You gotta try this. You absolutely have got to try this. Hey, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Tell me where you're from, make a comment. Don't criticize my ceramic knife, or you can, but I'll probably have a smart comment come back at you. Anyhow, and I'll see you next time on
Lawyer in the Kitchen.